Welcome back to Satisfactory, and today is going to be kind of a showcase episode, a little bit short because I just spent a lot of time finishing Steel City, or it's like 99% finished, whatever. It's pretty close, but I'm going to just show it off. And first, let's check our research. I mean, rubber concrete? Sure, why not? Packaged fuel. Packaged water and heavy oil residue. That's interesting. I can't see rubber concrete being useful. I'm going with diluted packaged fuel. Okay. I need to finish Steel City, but first I need Logistics Mark V.
Milestone reached. Improved conveyor belts and lifts can now be constructed.
Yeah, I need the Mark V belts. Oh, I can do advanced aluminum. Yeah, that doesn't take too much. Alright, we'll do that later. Anyway. Let's head over to Steel City. I figured I would finish it. It was like 1/3 of the way finished before. Basically I wasn't making use or exploiting all of the nodes near that area, and now I am. So I'm just gonna wait for a train here because the trains are still going back and forth, and then I'm gonna take the train up. Well, while I'm waiting, I can show off these. Let me put the hover pack back on. These railways here, these rail pieces. So I was experimenting with curves. And, there's a train. Someone mentioned, I can't remember the name, I apologize, but you can make tighter curves using 45-degree angles like this. So this looks like this is the tightest curve you can make. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 foundations basically. So the previously the tightest I thought you could make is 5 foundations. This is the one I did where you do your turns in 90 degrees. But if you do your turns in 45 degrees, you can get tighter angles if you need. Let me in. Oh god. Fine. We should have another train coming soon. Yeah, so something like that is good to know when you're designing the tightest angles you can achieve. And this is all going to be scrapped. I don't like this here. It was a good experiment, a learning experience, but I've kind of planned out, not really planned out, but I have an idea what I want to do for the final base. So I want to have a lot of different components, like the mid-tier stuff, like modular frames and whatnot, and the steel, and probably some other stuff. Produced remotely, and then it's all going to be brought here. And there's going to be a giant base here that just receives everything. And it's going to be way above the nodes down there, because I have a lot of nodes down there I can exploit. The nodes down there that I'm using right now, those will be used for like real basic stuff like iron plates, screws, all of that stuff, but all of the mid and high tier stuff will be produced remotely and brought here to a giant base. So that's going to be a huge project. I'm going to work on that soon. And before I progressed to that point, I wanted to finish the steel city. And it's just about finished. I've got some floodlights there. You can kind of ignore those. I was just playing with lighting. It's kind of ugly, I think. At least in that location and that brightness. I think you can turn down the brightness, but it's just a bit overwhelming. I just put them there so I could see. But I want to have some kind of lighting on the outside. So, let me stop this so I can use it to go back if I need to. So, this is Steel City. It's enclosed. It's a giant cube. Nearly. Cube. Not quite, but it's not that pretty. It's just a concrete style here with windows. On this side here is pretty busy. So we've got, it's in 3 sections. It's modular. So before I only had one section, which was this end here up to here, right before the next platforms here. That's one section. And then that's 2 sections and 3 sections. So we can go inside. And, well, first of all, let's show the outside. The outside, to get up and down, I've got these platforms out here. These are the inner corner pieces. And, I just like to use these to get up. I like to fly, so I made these platforms to make it easier for myself. And there's a ladder if you want to use it. I still have the what do you call them? The pipes over here. The, what are they called? It's in transport. Hypertubes. I still have the hypertubes out there, but I don't really use them anymore. These are much more convenient. You can just fly up to the next level. And so on the first level, we've got iron ingots, and that's all it is, just iron ingots. Each level is producing a different item. So like this is one section here, this is the other section, iron ingots. The third section, iron ingots. And we've got the iron ore coming in. I keep forgetting I'm using the hover pack. We got the iron ore coming in here. 3 belts, 1 for each section. 3 belts of coal. Yeah, there's one right there. 1 coal and 2 coal down here. Going up there. So 1 belt for each section, basically. And it took a long time to build this. If I was going to do all this again, I would use blueprints, but the issue, I would use blueprints for like sections and then just repeat the sections. So like I'd have a section with a foundry connected to a splitter and then just repeat that down the line. But you really, if you're going to use blueprints for that, you really got to make sure that you know what you want, that it's not going to be redesigned. And I wound up kind of redesigning it as I went. So blueprints wouldn't really have helped me here much. But if I do this again, I'll plan it out better, like exactly what I'm going to want. On like graph paper, Excel, or something like that. Spreadsheet. So that I can do sections in blueprints. And so the way all of these work is it produces the item. These are producing steel ingots on this level. And then it just combines them all and shoves them out. And then it goes up to the next level. Well, the ingots, they're going up to the next level and 2 levels above because they're used for pipes and beams. So the beams are being made and they're being shot out. And the beams are going down. And the pipes come out here and they're going down to the bottom. So basically, each item is produced and sent to the next level. And then when the final product is finished, it goes back down to the bottom. And we're going to move them. We're going to move that product to these train stations. So this whole thing can produce 720 steel pipes per minute, or 270 beams per minute. 270 is a Mark III belt. Yeah, that's why I needed the Mark Vs, because we're going to be outputting up to 720 steel pipes per minute. Now that's, or a combination of the two, but I can't produce both. It's not going to be producing 720 steel pipes per minute and all of the beams per minute, because the resources are shared between them. So those are just maximums. Realistically, it'll probably be spread out fairly evenly between the two. Alright, so this train station is for what? That's the pipes. Let's get rid of the light towers. I want to have some lights, but not those floodlights. And over here I have an awesome sink set up just to get rid of some materials that I don't need. Looks like it's done. Almost done. Alright, so this is the pipes. Pipes are right here. How much room do I have underneath? Not much. Okay, that's fine. I was thinking maybe I'd hide this underground, but nah, that's not really gonna work. I came so close to hitting this plant here, this mushroom thing, and I can't cut it down, so I'm so happy that my base is not clipping into it. The conveyor belt, the belt lift kind of is, but that's alright. Not a big deal. That's not lined up. Okay, now I want to use Mark IVs. After they're combined, not Mark IVs, I want to use Mark Vs, which consumes aluminum. And that's that. Might have to get rid of that temporarily. Because this one is going to be above ground. Let's make it one higher. Is that gonna... Oh yeah, that's the same level. Okay, that'll work. No, get rid of it. Just testing. Okay. That's the same level as the inputs here. That'll work just fine. Oh, lost power. Okay, I'm gonna have to redo this. Is that lined up? I think that's lined up, yes. Yep, that looks correct. Let's put these back. So if I was going to do this again, there's a lot of stuff I would do differently. Not too differently. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. And I think it looks cool despite being busy. It is. You can tell it is modular. Like this section looks exactly the same as this section. So I like that modularity. On the corners I've got this steel beam looking thing. It's pretty plain. And the inside, I've got lights on this level, which looks pretty cool. And I want to put them all around and see how it looks, because it does get dark in here. Like really dark, even in the daytime. But that's a lot of work, getting these lights all over the ceiling in a uniform manner. And I've got one power input right here, and it's right there. So you just bring power there and it powers everything else. Real simple. It connects. Yeah, it connects through the building right there. All the wires are on the ceilings, which makes things nice and neat, nice and tidy. Alright, I think I can use, yeah, Mark III belts is fine for this. Okay, it's gonna look a little bit odd with these floating mergers. I wonder if there's a way. Wonder if there's a little pillar I could, something I could use to make it look like it's not floating. I mean, I could set it like on a steel beam. Let's try. This is probably a terrible idea. Let's put that there. I don't think this will work, but it's good to just play around with ideas. Yeah, this is gonna look weird. Haha. And then, I don't need all of it. I can cut that part out. Ah. Yeah, that looks kind of ridiculous. Frame floor. I never tried that. Let's try it. Sorry, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but... Okay, well, it's not quite lined up, but... if it was... beam connector... it's a little big. I need a small beam, like a really tiny thing. Well, that looks a little goofy. Not terrible, I guess. In any case, I'll leave it like that for now. I can fix it later. Alright, let's get this moving along. We want to go all the way over there. And... gonna have to get rid of this. Not there. We want to start there and go back to make room for the curve. Okay, now we can redo this one. Okay. It looks fine. It's a little odd not having support here, but we got support down here. Let's get rid of it, actually. I don't mind not having the supports under the belts. I think it looks okay without it. They're just very, very sturdy belts. They don't need support. Alright. So we got the beams going. We got the pipes going. Get out of here. Go away. The roof, there's nothing on the roof yet. It hasn't been done. And the, I mean, it's just foundations. And these are just regular foundations in here. I might change them later, or I might not. I don't know. The interior doesn't matter a whole lot what it looks like. I mean, foundations look okay, so not a big deal. And this side is pretty much the same, just windows and concrete. It's a slightly different color though. It's like an off green, and this one's gray. Gray's the default color. I just haven't recolored it. I was playing around with colors. I still might recolor it, but that's pretty much what it's going to look like, the final thing. I've also got... I got rid of the power poles that were here. If you remember, I had a, sorry, I lost my voice for a moment. I had a couple power poles here, about right here, powering the train stations. And I got rid of them, because I didn't like having the wire going across the stations that the trains were clipping into. So I got a wall outlet up here. And I got power coming from the platform to the wall outlet. And then from the wall outlet powering the station. And the same thing over here. So the wall outlets, they don't snap onto structures. So if I select the wall outlet, it'll only go onto walls or ceilings. It's not going to clip onto the structure. So if you don't know, there is a trick you can use to get outlets and things like that. Sorry. To basically appear as though they are attached to the structure there. So you would use beams. Beams are very helpful. You can attach the wall outlets to beams. So if, say, I want to put a wall outlet like right there, what I would do is you want to get a beam there, basically. So let's see, I want a wall outlet, like this one is right here. I want a wall outlet on the same spot right there. Let's see, I can't get it right on the same spot. Maybe I can get it close. Then you select the wall outlet, and then you can attach it to the beam. Let's bring it in a little bit more. Now, I want to bring it inward this way more, but I can't start the beam. So I might be able to... Let's get rid of that. Let's make one up here. And then we can start the beam over here and go sideways. So we're going out like that. And then... It might be too far in, so I can't attach it. Yeah. Sometimes you can't really... You can only be so precise with these things. So I can attach it... I saw it pop up there. Yeah, there we go. Right there. So you can attach it right there, which is... I think that's where I got my other one. It's kind of near the same area. But, yeah, basically, you can just build these beams pretty much wherever you want. Almost. Maybe I can use the beam connectors for more precision. Can they go, like, anywhere? Well, not really. How about the beam connector? Yeah, I'm sure if you play around with these, you can find more uses for them. Yeah, I'm having trouble getting it in here. It's too far outward. It's sticking out too far from the beam. This area right here, it's like the only spot I can get it. I can get it right there. Of course, that doesn't do much good because you got the connector right next to it anyway. But, and then you could just delete the beam after. But, you see what I'm trying to do here. So, you can connect these wall outlets to the beams, and that just gives you a lot more precision, or a lot more options over where to send your power. I really wish these wall outlets would snap to the ground. I don't know why they don't. They snap to the ceiling, but not the ground. It's kind of a shame. Let me just try... Yeah, never mind. Anyway. You get the point. Pick a spot where you want your outlet. Try to get a beam there. Attach the wall outlet to the beam. Delete the beam, and you're good. That looks a lot nicer. It's cleaner. No wires. No low-hanging wires interrupting your trains. And we're good. So, I want to start maybe a modular frame factory. There was a lot of... I know there's a lot of iron up here. When I went through there, I saw a lot. I didn't mark it, but I know it's kind of scattered everywhere. Normal iron, lots. Well, okay then. Impure iron, lots. Coal, sulfur. Yeah, I'll try to find a place for a good modular frame factory. I think that's the next thing I want to do. Or I could just start on the main hub the main base, but that's going to be a huge project, so don't expect that to get done anytime soon. Anyway, I said this was going to be a short video. It turned out to be a normal length video, but yep, that's Steel City. It's pretty much done. I might do a little bit more interior stuff, more lights and stuff, but that's pretty much the final product there. 720 steel pipes per minute, 270 steel beams per minute, which should be enough to last until endgame, I think. If not, we'll just build another Steel City somewhere. Alright, hope you like it. Thank you for watching.